All right. Thank you so much for hopping on with Mindset with Millionaire Michi. I know it's been a while. I'm super excited to be here today and to show up. That's the most important thing, that you show up, that you just take that one step to do what it is that you want to do and never give up. So today's topic is life challenge you to grow. One way or the other, life challenge you to grow, whether you like it or not. You guys can hear me well, right? Perfect. All right. So life will challenge you to grow. One way or the other, you're going to grow. Life is about learning and growing, right? And if you don't learn, you're going to continue to grow through the same cycle, the same test, the same pattern until you decide you want better, right? Difficulties cause, right? Difficulty will rise up and you have to be prepared. In that rising, we learn that what we're capable of, right? We learn what we can do. We learn about ourselves, right? And you have to make the decision. You have to make the decision to change your life, to find out what you're capable of, right? You have to really go after what sets your souls on fire. Like, you have to stop playing small. Why? Because life continues to move on. Life continues to change. People change, right? See, the way the season change, the way people change, whether situations also changes, right? So when you say, I'm gonna overcome challenges, I am overcoming challenges, are you really ready to overcome anything? Because you have to understand that your tongue, the word that comes out of your mouth, is very powerful. So once you say, I am overcoming challenges, God starts to show up, God starts to lead, and you're gonna be like, damn, am I really prepared? Or damn, am I really ready to change? Am I really ready to overcome these challenges? So in reality, you have to prepare yourself mentally and say, God, I'm not perfect, but I really want to change my life for the better. And I'm here to be obedient and to stay grounded on what you want me to do, right? So you have to show up, because God is going to lead, but you just got to show up. It took me so long to actually do this. I don't know what I was thinking. I was afraid of something. And, maybe the feeling of being not in the movement of always being consistent of doing my calls. A lot of things have happened, and I just decided to just be like, oh, a next time or another day, and it kept being months. So in reality, you have to stop putting a limit to yourself and what you're capable of doing, right? Things happen out of nowhere, and when they do happen, it's out of your control. But you have the moment to decide whether you will respond or react, right? You are the one that have the ability to say to yourself, like, hey, I could do this, right? It all depends on how you respond to it. Anything else come after the decision that you make. Life is a balance of between holding on and letting go. So in reality, you need to know what you're going to choose, whether you're holding on to it or letting go, because life continues to move on, whether you like it or not, right? So when you say, you're a God vessel or warrior, are you really mentally prepared to handle what life might throw you, right? Are you really prepared to handle that? And we are not going to be prepared, right? We are not going to be ready. But as long as you have that will, that as long as you have that burning desire to change, as long as you have that decision, that commitment to yourself to change, to want to grow, you're going to get that, right? You're going to attain that. At least at the end of the day, hold on, give me just a second. No problem. All right, sorry for the difficulties, something pop up. So anything else come after the decision you make. Life is a balance between holding on and letting go. You choose. When you say you're God vessels, I'm sorry, I got distracted, so I'm getting back to it. I already said that part. So life is challenging, but you have to trust in God and have faith, right? Everything's gonna throw you off, but you gotta remain focused on the goal, right now, like I just got thrown off, but you have to remain focused on what it is that you want to do and share your message regardless of the fact of what's going on. You cannot get distracted with the little things. You cannot allow the temporary things get in the way. So in Proverbs 3, verse 5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, but with all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Right? So do not pray for an easy life. Pray for strength to endure a difficult one, right? Everything is temporary. Trust me, everything is temporary, but you got to remain focused and you got to remain present. Present is going to be the key word that I'm going to repeat. Present, remain present at all times. Why? Because when you're present, you're just enjoying the moment. You're not thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. You're not thinking what's going to happen later on in the day, or you're just focusing in the moment, right? And you might want to go out since everyone is enjoying themselves in the summer, and you have to remain focused on the goals that you set, right? You have to tell yourself, I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this for no one else. I'm not doing this for the outcome. I'm not doing this for the result. I'm not doing this for the people, right? The only way you will achieve it, if you do not distract yourself with the temporary things that is happening at the moment. You have to remain focused on the goal that you're setting yourself for yourself, right? It is easy to feel sad, to feel left out, to feel alone, but the vision is bigger than that, right? And you have to just do what it is that you have to do for your life. Someone says you're a gift to life, right? Not enjoy the present. Exactly. You have to just continue enjoying the moment, right? When you feel sad or alone, talk to God and read a Bible verse. That's what I did a couple of days ago. And once I did that, I automatically forgot how I felt. I forgot how I felt the moment. So Romans 8:18 says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared and glory which shall be revealed to us. Whatever you're suffering right now is nothing compared to the glory that God has for you. And Psalm 28 verse 7 says, the Lord is my strength, my shield. My heart trusts in him and he helps me. My heart leaps for joy, and with song I praise him. Right? You have to continue praising him. You got to continue trusting him in the midst of your waiting, right? The midst of your process, right? God's plan will prevail one way or another. And you have to trust and have faith that God will make it pass, right? But you have to believe in yourself in the process, believe in your vision, believe in your possibility, stay positive and patient, right? Opportunity will show up when you least expect it. Your path requires dedication, right? Stop being afraid of what could go wrong. Start being excited for what could go right, and truly trust in God and have your faith in him and his timing, because your blessing will happen. It would happen one way or the other. No one can shut that door that he cannot open, right? God can open that door. God can close any door. God can do anything that you set your mind to do once you believe in him, right? Change what you focus on, right? Life will only change when you become better at yourself, right? Life will change when you start to make the decision that you want to change for yourself, right? Commit to your dreams than having to commit to your comfort zone. Your comfort zone has not helped you grow. So why stay committed to that? Why stay stuck on them? I feel comfortable with this, but I know that I could change, but I'm just gonna stay here. No, take that leap of faith in yourself that you want to change and you want to grow, right? Once you learn to be present and observe your thoughts, you could start letting go of everything else, right? And I want to go over a few things that I want to share with you guys this book, right? This book has helped me understand more and change my perspective out of things, right? The Power of Letting Go. The Power of Letting Go by John Perkins, right? He explains how to let go of thoughts of the past, of judgment of self, of conclusions, of expectations, right? Everything, right? So that you could be able to stay, how to help you to stay present, right? And remain focused on what you're supposed to do in life. So there will be predator thoughts keep you stuck and prevent things to happen in life. So I will go ahead and explain to you guys the thought of the past. You have to let go of it, right? Because it keeps you stuck on of living the same thing. You reliving your thoughts of the past is gonna stay you stuck in the past. So you associate what's happening now with what happened before, right? Connecting the present with the past prevents us from experiencing life as it unfolds, right? Experiences is valuable, but it helps to inform our decision, right? What will likely happen next. But letting go of the past is easier said than done, right? A lot of people say, oh, it's so easy to say it, but you have to practice this, right? You have to practice on how to let it go eventually. Our memories are triggered by people, places, and situations which we find ourselves. So it is best to make the decision based on what's happening now. That's the solution to how to let go of the past. Make the decision based on what's happening now, right? You have the choice. You have to make a choice. You choose to talk about the past, or you say nothing about the past. You don't entertain the thought. You don't entertain the conversation that you have with someone. You're letting go of it, right? As you're talking, as someone is speaking to you about it, you're letting it go. And you could just say, hey, I don't feel comfortable talking about the past again. Can we make another conversation, or just don't say nothing at all? And eventually that person will just not bring it up or not talk about it, right? So you have to learn how to set boundaries as well. Another thing that is repetitive that we have to learn how to let go is thoughts about the future that includes worries and if. Having anxiety and anxious thoughts about what would happen and what could happen is what keeps you stuck from not moving forward. So you have to be clear about what you want out of life. You have to let go of any thoughts about what you don't want in life. So shift your attention quickly to what you do want, right? Be present and take action. That's the solution of how to let go of thoughts of the future. Be present and take actions, right? Shift your attention quickly to what you want, right? Another thing is that for us to learn to let go of in order to succeed or just to change as an individual is stories. Labeling your experiences and assemble them to create stories about yourself and others, right? Based on how the world you lived in and the painful events in the past that has shaped your present and your future, right? But your life is limited by the story you tell yourself. If you think about it, your life is limited based on the life you tell yourself. So write them down. You could write down these stories. This is going to help you, right? Write down these stories and ask yourself, what are the negative stories you tell about yourself? What are the beliefs underlying your story, right? What short-term pleasure or comfort do you get from holding on to each belief? What is this story costing you? What would be the benefit to you letting go of that story now? Ask yourself these questions. Write down the stories, and you're gonna write the stories on one side, all the stories that you tell about yourself and the world and others. And on the right side, you're gonna write these questions, asking yourself so that you could go ahead and identify the things that are holding you back, right? And you could go ahead and proceed and know what you're gonna do with your life and how to move. And instead of reacting, you know how to respond, right? Every time your mind is telling you one of its story, bring your attention to being present. In order for you to be present, a way that you could be present is just breathing. Focus on your breathing, and that will help you be present, right? Choose an object and focus on your attention on it and study it in order to help you let go of that story or let go of that thought, right? Just focus on being present. Focus your attention on something and study it so that those thoughts, those stories could go away. Another thing that are repetitive is labels, right? It's very limiting, right? Label is you will start to realize that you're far more than you could ever imagine yourself to be because you're so used to labeling yourself to be this or that you don't find yourself succeeding in a lot of areas in your life because of what you're labeling yourself as or what other people are labeling you as. So make a list of labels that you apply to yourself and others, right? And ask yourself these questions. Can you be 100% certain that this is true? Is there some pay from labeling yourself that way? And if so, what is? What's the cost of labeling yourself and others? When have you lost out of doing so? Now imagine letting go of these labels. How do you feel? Right? Because we have to come in tune with ourselves. We have to dig deep. We can't expect to get so much blessing and so much miracles and everything that God to do for our life, but we don't work in digging deep into what really is affecting us in the outside world. We have to be in tune with ourselves in order to understand and how to move on with life and how to work along with everything that is happening in our life. That's why I said life is challenging. Life will challenge you to grow one way or another. So I want to help you guys to really work on yourself and ask yourself these questions that are stopping you from being your full potential, right? So let go of label and allow people, situation to change and develop. Allow people to do things that they want to do. Do not label them. Do not manipulate anything. Just allow people to be and develop. Seeing people in a new and a different way. Do not see people the way you're normally seeing people, right? Relationship improves and create new ones. When you stop labeling people, right? New ideas starts to rise up and opportunity will come to you because you're not so used to labeling people the way you see them or the way you see situations. Just be open-minded, right? Another thing is judgment. How to let go of judgment, right? Labeling people, events, and experiences as good or bad, nothing is either good or bad, but the thinking of it, right? Your thinking is what caused things to be good or bad. But when you judge, you suffer because you feel as things should be a certain way or you don't deserve this or that. Judgment is fertile, right? Life unfolds moment by moment. The stress situation can lead to wonderful results. Sometimes things may seem as bad luck, failure, and it turned out to be your greatest good for your greatest good. In reality, stop looking at things as in, damn, that's a bad luck, or damn, that I failed. When you don't know that because you fail, God is protecting you for something way on beyond better for you. He has something so much better for you. So sometimes things don't work out because it's not meant to be part of your life, or you're not meant to be part of that or anything. At the end of the day, you have to notice what's going around you and keep returning to being present, right? Instead of clinging onto these judgments, allow judgment to come and go, right? And don't resist them. You don't need to talk about them either. When you have a judgment in your mind, keep it to yourself, embrace it, and just let it go and be like, okay, the same thing as I said earlier about labeling and stories, right? Just find a way to be present. It's all about being present and letting thoughts go, because thoughts, we cling to them and we cling to the emotion, and that's why we remain stuck. And another thing is to let go of the need to be right. Listen carefully without speaking. The talker becomes the listener and the listener becomes the talker, right? People describe how their mind are filled with thoughts about who and what they agreed or disagree with an agreement. With the agreement, right? Argument, sorry. So at the end of the day, you have to just listen with an open mind and let go of your opinion so that you can understand the other person and you can be able to respond correctly and not react. So let's work on responding instead of reacting, right? Another thing of letting go is conclusion. The thought of having so much having a conclusion on something that you didn't even know that is gonna happen or not, right? Related to stories, label, judgment, and opinions, right? Concluding that some things work in a certain way when you don't even know it's gonna happen. So when you reach your conclusion about someone or something, you shout out all the possibilities and misinterpret situations. So do not conclude. Why? Because you're gonna suffer from that. You're suffering by now allowing the possibility for you to understand the situation or the person, right? List conclusion that shaped your life. Treating someone unfairly, missing out on friendship or business opportunity, right? Make a list of it, right? Place you don't like, the kind of people you don't like, the activity you avoid, situation that you avoid getting into. List them down. Why? Because it has shaped your life and it has not given you the opportunity to do something new. You don't know what you're capable of doing, but what you're telling yourself is stopping you from reaching out to find out, right? So ask yourself these questions. What this conclusion costing me? What am I missing in life as a result of this? Now look at your list of conclusion again, and how will you feel if you let go of them? Because again, you're building all these thoughts of all these things that you don't even know what is costing you once you let go. Once you let go, you have the capability to say, damn, all this time? Wow. And I don't want you to feel that way 10 years later when you have the ability to do it now. Time is moving so fast, and you have to make the decision now. You have to start now. Start small, but start. Why? Because time is gonna pass eventually. So I don't want you guys to waste time on temporary things that is not gonna help you in the long run, right? So see things as they are. Remember, whenever an object catches your attention, look at it closely. Do you see the object, people, for what it is, or are you in the thoughts about something else? Right? See things for what it is. Do not go ahead and see the future or remember or compare the past. Just be present. See things for what they are. Whatever thoughts may be, keep looking at it. Eventually it will die down. Eventually your thoughts will die down. Why? Because you're not putting so much emphasis on it. So you will see the object and person, but for what it is. Whether it's a car, whether you see someone else getting married, or seeing someone walking down with a baby, and you're like, damn, when I'm gonna get it? When is gonna be me? Just observe the things closely and be like, okay, it's just an object, it's just a car, it's just this, or it's just a person married. There's just, I'm happy for them, or it's just, it's her time to have a baby. It's not my time to have a baby. See things for what it is, right? Do not cling to what it should be, or what should I done, or anything. Don't put thoughts to things. Just let it be. See it for what it is, and you're not gonna feel no attachment to it, right? The another thing to let go is the let go of shoulds. Many of us feel this should be this or that way, or have this or that. When things aren't the way we think it should be, we judge ourselves and we feel bad. We be like, damn, I didn't really get this, or I should have done that, or we feel bad about this. So make a list of things that you feel that you should be, do, or have. For example, I should or shouldn't done that. I should have a degree. I should be married. I should have my own home. I should be wealthy by now. I should be fitter, right? Make a list of things that you're telling yourself I should, or I should do, or all these thoughts, right? Write it down and ask yourself these questions. Where did it came from? Did someone say something which stuck in your mind? Did you pick up it from a friend, family, or did it came from someone with authority? Examine each one carefully, and it will start to lose their power over you. Shake it off, right? Bring your attention to the present and notice how you feel. Always remember how you feel. Be present and let it go, right? Let go of the thought of what you felt and be like, okay, cool, I acknowledged it, but let's move forward. Because you have the ability to move from it, right? Another thing that I want you guys to help you guys to learn how to let go is the expectations. Expectations aren't real, are in reality, right? They are repetitive thoughts about how you think things should be. And we get frustrated when people in situations don't meet our expectations, because you keep resisting of what is and struggle against the reality. So write down what you expect to happen in your life and how you expect people to behave. What can you tell, right? What can you tell people what you want them to do? And they may agree to do it, right? And if they don't, you could take the appropriate action. If people are not doing what you tell them that you want from them, and if they're not meeting that requirement, you could simply take the initiative to do something for yourself and take appropriate action and just be like, okay, I guess this is not working out. Let me do something else about it. And remove yourself from the situation. You don't have to remain to be there helping someone and changing someone to see something that they're not seeing. Why? Because it's not their time to understand. You cannot change people's situation. You got to let things be, right? You have to let things flow. You're the one that's gonna suffer if you cling to it. So work on telling people what you want them to do, tell them what you're going to do, and then do it. Don't say something that you're not gonna do. Just do it. Show up with your words. Be compatible. Be impeccable with your words, right? And drop your expectations once you do that, right? Drop the expectations once you let people know what you want them to do and what you expect yourself to do. Let go of the expectation, because that is what's stopping us from fully really developing ourselves, right? Be present. Observe everything that happens moment by moment. Take action whenever it feels appropriate. How do you feel? Do you notice any differences in the way life unfolds? Letting go of expectations, we allow people and situations to change and unfold on its own, right? So there's no need to stress about it. Things happen, things keep happening in the world, and which doesn't fit our expectations. So you have to remember yourself, I have to let go of it. Life continue to move on. So stay calm and take the right actions at the right time. Follow your intuition. That is what matters. That you're following your intuition, you're staying calm, and you're taking the right action at the right time. Why? Because you're in tune with yourself. You're working on developing yourself, right? Another important thing to let go is the importance of not knowing, right? We accumulate knowledge from early age that it's so easy to overlook the fact that all the knowledge is based on the past. The language, what we learn, our belief, our culture, right? It's all based on the past. We cling, right, to what we think we know, and we fail to see what's happening now. Sometimes try to know the future when we don't know what's going to happen next, right? Everything changes. Everything changes in life. So you have to have that mindset that everything's going to continue to fold whether you like it or not. So your brain and your body is something far more intelligent. Instead of trying to know everything, analyze the information you have and use your intuition that will bring you better results, right? Tune in with what's happening now. Don't focus on what happened in the past. Don't focus what's going to happen tomorrow. Focus on what's happening now, right? Not knowing is true knowledge. Why? Because admitting that you do not know may feel weakness, or you may feel weak or failure, but it leads you to having a breakthrough, right? Because everything comes to you. When you ask for something, God provides. So it will help you let go of your old ideas and concept and explore freely. Become open to new opportunities. When someone else is telling you something new, be wise enough to just listen. Like I said earlier, be the listener and allow the person to speak, right? Let things flow to you. You want to learn something new, allow someone that knows something that you don't know teach you. Don't act like you know everything, because everything that's based on the past. You don't know something new. You have to be open-minded, right? Freely. Another thing to let go is the need to explain everything. There are some experiences to which you have no explanation to how to explain it, and you invent one instead. By doing this, your friend or family who has not experienced it themselves will have an instant explanation based on your explanation, based on your experiences. So you don't want that, because you don't want someone to be like, oh, I don't want to jump off of the plane because my friend did it and it didn't go well for her. No. You have to have the ability to let things unfold. Jumping out of the plane, right, it might be something scary, but you don't know until you do it, right? You have to let go of these fears that is stopping you from really fully understanding yourself. So it is best to just keep an open mind. It will help you survive and prosper, right? Because most suffer from confirmation bias, the tendency to look for information that confirms our beliefs and ignore or fail to notice evidence that contradict them, that is right in front of us. So ask yourself these questions, right? What are your bias against being open-minded? Why aren't you intruded by evidence that contradict your current belief and is given the potential benefit from revising your beliefs, right? To be better, that match your life, right? So become aware of your bias, of your confirmation bias, right? Acquire knowledge to notice evidence that consists with it instead of noticing evidence that contradicts it. Let go of the thought about what you expect to find on bias of your knowledge. Read newspapers or websites that opinions are opposite from yours. giving you the ability and better understanding of what's happening in the world. We have the tendency to surround ourselves with people who agree with us. It is so easy to fall into the trap of believing what most people think, feel, behave in the same way as you immediate circle, right? Social media is an algorithm of information that you like based on what you know or what it knows, and it wants you to keep coming back by showing you information that you're like, instead of avoiding you. Instead, it avoids you to show you information where you probably don't want or don't want to know. So understand that social media is an algorithm that's gonna use information that you like repeatedly. So you're not gonna have the ability to expand your mind to learn something new. Why? Because you're so stuck seeing what you know and what you like. So meet people with different opinions than yours and ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions. Everyone take a leap of faith, but failing is to alignment may look different for each people. Exactly. So falling into alignment, it is different for everyone, but taking a leap of faith in yourself is definitely important because you believe in the ability of what you can do, right? So let go of your opinion and listen to people. Listen to people that have a different perspective as you. Go to a different city, right? Or to your city and walk and watch and talk to people. Get different perspective out of people, right? Travel by public transportation when possible, and put your phone away and be present and pay attention to everything that is around you. This will help you to be more aware of what's going on, right? Break a new habit to help you see a bigger picture, and you will find yourself having new ideas, right? And new opportunities. So another thing is that we have to learn how to let go is the clinging to plans and let them come and go, right? Some of us become so anxious about the future and try to plan everything. It's not wrong to plan things, but be clear with your intentions, right? Keep an open mind about what's going to be realized. Start with an initial plan. Adapt it quickly and as circumstances change. Something can happen in 2 seconds and you don't know, right? So don't cling on to, I want this to happen this certain way, right? Because you have a fixed idea about it and you're going to, of what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. And you try to manipulate people and situation in order to make it happen. Let things flow. You make the plan and let things happen accordingly. Let things unfold on its own, right? Because you got to adapt quickly to the situations, right? Let go so wonderful things can happen unexpectedly. Allow things to fall into place. It prevents you from seeing and hearing what's going on and observe information and explore new opportunity, right? So once you let go, you have the ability to explore new things. Blocking your intuition stops you from having useful ideas, right? Letting go of them creates space for new things to happen. Lastly, I want you guys to really work on having gratitude that will help flow with your life. Gratitude will help you change your life, whether you think of it or not, right? It's so small to have gratitude, but it will change your life for the better. Stop complaining and look for things to make you feel grateful. Instead of worrying about what's going to happen or what has happened, be grateful for what's happening now, right? Appreciate every situation. Stop focusing on what you're missing on. That's the key of this. We're so focused on what we don't have, what we're missing, that we're not present enough to really be grateful for what's happening at the moment. So practice gratitude in the morning and in the night. Write down what you appreciate most about your day. Change on what you focus on. Change what you focus on, right? And you will feel better and your life will begin to change. Difference between grateful and counting your blessing is that gratitude happens in the moment. You enjoy the experience and let it go. When you count your blessings, you label something as yours. And it could be a person, a physical possession, or a reputation or money. But you might have a house and a nice neighborhood, a loving family, lots of money. Any of them could disappear tomorrow. So do not cling on so hard on something that could be replaced with something better, or it could just disappear out of your life. So you can't cling on to things. Be grateful for what you have, right? It's better to enjoy each experiences and be grateful and let it go. Feel grateful for the physical objects while using them. Don't feel attached to them, or don't define yourself by it, right? You're much more than anything you could ever possess. You think that's what you are, or that's your fam. You're much more than what you're telling yourself, or what you're clinging onto, or what you're labeling yourself as. Appreciate what's happening and let it go, right? Try this, right? I want you guys to try this. Be grateful in the present moment. Notice the weather, the air as it flow in and out of your body. Then notice the sound, the cloud, the color, the textures, right? Pay attention to what people are saying, how they say it. Appreciate the food that you're eating, people you're meeting, the ideas you're sharing, and the work that you're doing. Be appreciative of everything, right? Be grateful for any money you receive. Pay attention to how you feel. Notice the sensation with your body. Appreciate the opportunity to observe what's going on in your mind, in your body, and around you. Be grateful for the lessons that you're learning, right? Be grateful for everything. Switch from thinking about what is missing in your life to appreciate what's already happening. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna attain what it is that you truly deserve, and you're gonna start to attract what you want out of life. You're gonna start to be aligned with what you deserve. So switch from thinking what is missing in your life and appreciate what is happening now. Keep practicing appreciation and gratitude, and you will feel different. You will feel light. You will feel in abundance. Why? Because you're in gratitude, right? Look for things to appreciate in others, and other people will transform your relationship. The more you say, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, it will increase and it will better your relationship with that person, right? Be grateful when things don't go the way you wanted it. Life keeps pushing. Life keeps pushing to let you go, right? And it will bring fulfillment. But be grateful for your talent and intelligence and energy and your ability to work hard. Be grateful for everything that God made you to be. Do not be ashamed. Do not sabotage yourself. Do not die yourself. Do not fear yourself. All of that I said is negative, right? Remain positive. Embrace yourself. Be thankful for yourself. Be grateful for your talents and your ability, right? And your energy. Be grateful for it all. Gratitude helps you to be in tune with everyone and everything. Things happen more easily, right? Things happen and things will unfold for you. So I want you guys to understand that this is what's gonna help you change in your life for the better. Life is challenging, but all of that I mentioned, right? All of the things, all of the steps of letting go and how to have an open mind and how to be present is gonna allow you to be in the right path with what you want out of life. It's gonna allow you with your mission, right? So I hope that this call was very helpful for you guys. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the fact that you're listening and learning these things, right? And I pray that you guys will apply it eventually to change your life for the better. And I will appreciate that once you apply it, you could reach out to me to say, hey, thank you, because this really helped. And I want to get your feedback. I want to see how your life had changed based on the information that I share with you guys. So thank you so much for hopping on today with Mindset with Millionaire Mitchie. It's truly an honor to show up and do what God called me to do. And, just lead with you guys with information and the message. I hope that you guys have a blessed and beautiful, abundant day. Continue to work on yourself, continue to be yourself, and continue to dig deep in who you really are. I hope you guys have a beautiful Saturday. Bye, guys.